If you think of the icons of the 70s, you may think of Steve McQueen or Richard Nixon or Muhammad Ali. But I do believe one of, if not the most remembered and passed down icon was the F-14 Tomcat. The F-14 Tomcat program began as a response to the failures of the F-111B and the growing threat of Soviet bombers during the Cold War. Developed by Grumman, the aircraft was designed around the AUG-9 radar and the AIM-54 Phoenix missile system, giving it unmatched long-range strike capability. The first F-14 deployment occurred in 1974 aboard the USS Enterprise, where it began its legacy as a dominant air superiority and fleet defense fighter. Tomcat's birth was controversial. The Tomcat almost died before birth. Grumman was trying to fix the F-111B disaster, and budget cuts nearly axed the whole Naval Fighter Experimental Program, or the VFX. Added to that, Congress was this close to cutting the plug. But the Navy pushed for it, and the Grumman delivered the child. The new F-14A came just in time. So it kind of used its first life to save its ass from not getting axed by the Congress. The F-14's second life was getting hit with the bullet of flat spinning. The aerodynamic design of the F-14, which had a high aspect ratio wing design, which can lead to a flat spin if the aircraft is stalled at high angles of attack, and aggressive maneuvering and pilot input could well put this plane into a flat spin. This issue was tied to TF-30 engines. The plane had deadly flaws that were uncovered and almost didn't survive this, but it was patched. At the time, the Imperial Iranian Air Force bought 14 Tomcats in 1970s to strengthen its air power. The US approved the sale due to Iran's role as a regional ally. Iran received 79 of 80 ordered jets before the 1979 revolution. After the events of the 79, the IRIAF's F-14s were hit hard with sanctions after the revolution, and Iraq's constant attack tested them to their limits. Iranians somehow kept the F-14 fleet running without US support, even using black market parks and literal engineering witchcraft. Some jets were grounded, some cannibalized, but they still scored some insane kills against MiGs and Mirages. If you want to know about that, check out Bob Dickinson's video about Jalil Zandi. Basically, a warrior was left alone in the wild. It used another life and hunted for prey for 8 years straight. After the fall of the Soviets, the US started axing Cold War platforms, and the new kids of the block were here, like the F-15 or the F-18. And our old warrior was old, expensive, and on its fourth life, and hard to maintain compared to the new kids. So they wanted to retire them early, but use them as recon or long-range interceptors. Another life was given to save him from getting axed or retired. US officially retires the F-14s in 2006, and it was not an easy nor a calm burial. The last operational ones was the VF-31 Tomcatters. They flew the last mission over Iraq. Then, in total disrespect to this warrior plane, they were destroyed intentionally to prevent parts being smuggled to Iran. US wanted to destroy them for good, and Iran still had them. Another life was lost so they could stay operational even without parts even existing. US was annoyed so fucking much that Iran still kept the F-14s that the F-14s faced another death sentence when the US cracked down on all spare parts sales. Even buying generic stuff became hard. Planes were grounded and maintenance teams had to improvise everything. Despite this, Iranians managed to keep several Tomcats airworthy. Effectively, Iranians didn't want to let this beast gone, since nothing could replace it. Another life was given for a few to be able to fly, if you say. Oh man, it's hard to believe this, but all good things must come to an end. A plane that symbolizes everything from pop culture to video game, and even nations' once pride and power. But it seems that they're not going down without a fight, like a true fucking legend. Although these F-14s may fly, at this point, the planes are not even that safe to maintain them on the land, nor those who were highly qualified and highly skilled pilots are still in service or alive to maintain them. A few days ago, the IDF released footage of drones striking F-14s in Mehrabad Air Base and in Esfahan. And I think the cats are not going to be able to survive from this, and this is truly the last and the seventh life of the cats. It breaks my heart to see them getting strike like that. Basically fucking free kills. They are what most people remember from the 70s or military aviation at all. This is the last life, it seems, and I wish at least one or two of them could survive or stay safe at least, so we could see them in air shows. I don't want to get too political since it's not safe. It's not the right time to say these stuff. And if you know, you know. Anyhow, I'm the voice in your head, Ghoody. Due to some very complicated stuff here, internets are not going to work. And I don't know when I'm going to upload next. My programs have been derailed. I wanted to finish the university. Probably start working on it again. I don't know. I truly wish for bright days for Iranian people and a prosperous, powerful, and safe Iran and a safe world. Over and out.